Alright boys, welcome back to the channel. We are here with episode 40 of our GM mode with the Winnipeg Jets. We are here in like season 8 or 9 or something like that. And the Jets are currently 22, 10, and 9. It was a very rough start to the season, but recently here with some rookies into the lineup, let's just show you guys real quick. Bringing in guys like Eric Dowd, who is like 23 years old, right-handed player, and Rocky Bolmek at the age of 22. Both these guys are elite level players. The team has really thrived recently. Now, that being said, though, there have been some setbacks. For example, guys like Joel Shepherd, he's got 9 points and he's a -3, 28 penalty minutes, playing 20 minutes a night. The guy beside him, Stefan Kreitzer, has more points. He's a better plus. He only has 6 penalty minutes. He's playing basically the exact same amount of time, and he's younger and worse overall. So Joel Shepherd's kind of playing himself out of a job. This bottom pair has been great once they've been put together. Karlathy with 9 points, Havlet only with 7, but he's a +13. So these two are really playing well together. It's just we got to work out this middle pair. And over here offensively, Melvin Barker has been so. You know, we thought maybe he could be a 60-point scorer, a 30-goal scorer for us for a long time, but it's just really not quite looking that way. We signed him to a contract, but he's fallen off a little bit here, so I'm not sure what we're going to be doing with Melvin. But that being said, there were some amazing suggestions in the comments from Alex. As always, we thank Alex for all the work he does. He says, pro scouting suggestions and trades. Number 1, Joel Shepherd and Brock Faber, and maybe a picker-up prospect to LA for Will Hoffman. It's a change of scenery type deal for both players to slot into a little bit of a better position on a new team. It gives less responsibility to Joel Shepherd in LA, and it's our first shot at relevancy for Will Hoffman in Winnipeg. Since LA is also really weak on the blue line, Faber get a defensive player in a favor and a pick, which should be added to the deal to make it go through, and that would make sense for both teams, and I 100% agree with that suggestion. His next one is Melvin Barker or first-round pick to Buffalo for Owen Power. This would really bolster our middle pair. We would have Owen Power and Will Hoffman there instead of it being Joel Shepherd and Stefan Kreitzer. He says it now makes sense why Buffalo is willing to part ways with a great player like Power. He lost his role behind Dahlin and Liam Carlson, who we saw was in Buffalo now. They also have young prospects that have to play there in Gail Crabb and Brody DeMarchi, two of our former players. Similarly for us, while Barker's a good player, he lost his top 6 role again and will probably never replicate his 70-plus point season, and we're not even sure if he's going to replicate his 30 goals. Definitely he won't do it this year, but with his puck skills, Eric Dowd kind of looks like a Svensson light and is a more natural fit to set up Patrick on the second line. Given the fact that Barker's extension just kicked in, it's probably a good time to let him thrive somewhere else. That being said, Buffalo has a stacked roster. If they have no use for a top 6 forward and wouldn't give Barker any more ice time than we would, maybe we make it a 3-way deal and trade Barker for a first round pick, and then that would play him, and then trade that first round pick later for Owen Power out here in Buffalo. And then he says it gets us a bit weaker up front, but on defense we can be vamped up for a playoff run. And then his third suggestion, perhaps getting a veteran like Mark Stone for Toronto. Very nicely said, Alex. I think those are all pretty spot on decisions. We'll definitely take a look at them in this episode, but we are also on like a 6-game winning streak. We've won, I think Alex gave us some stats here, so let me just go down and take a look. Yeah, the team has gone 12-1-3 in the final 16 games that we've played. So I don't know, starting up here somewhere, we've been probably starting around here or so, we've been 12-1-3, which is mind-blowing. So we're gonna keep the lines for now, but changes will probably be made here if we go on a losing streak or if we just feel like we got to shake some stuff up. Another comment that Alex made was if Sam Kennedy's contract has dropped from the 8 years, $20 million he was looking for, and it has. Now it's only 13.7 mil for the next 8 years, which I actually think is a pretty good deal. We could get him for around $11.65 million. That would still leave us with just about $11 million, probably like 10.8 or something like that. And we've got to sign what? We have to sign Aiden Stempniak, who wants a ton of money. He wants 4 years, 7 mil, which is outrageous for an 83 overall. He's having a really good season, but I mean, that's more akin to Corbin Mills than it is to Aiden Stempniak, in my opinion, and that's basically all we have to sign. But another interesting proposition here is Eric Dowd. Eric Dowd is here for what, like he's probably going to be a second liner for us. Do we sign him 8 years, 7 years, 6 years for like 4.5 mil, something along these lines? Right now he's only a 78 overall. He might grow, he might not grow. It's a very risky type of deal. So I'm not sure if we're going to sign him right now. I think I'll leave that one. But I think Sam Kennedy at 11.65 is not the worst thing in the world. I just don't know how many years exactly we should go. Like, I'd be willing to go 8 years for him. But the other thing is he's very much tied to Matt Svensson and William Eklund and guys like that. So maybe I'll leave it for now, but his demands have come down. So we'll take a look at them more closely at the end of the regular season, but that's probably because his point total has not been great this season. It's still decent, but 80 points instead of like the 90 points he put up last year. This year he's only on pace for 80, which is still good, but not the same pace whatsoever. So Matt Svensson, same type of a thing. Last year he had 99. This year he's only on pace for 92, and he has a $12 million deal, right? So these guys making a ton of money, they've got to show up. My hope is actually that Sam Kennedy doesn't have a fantastic year, but we keep winning, obviously, and that would mean that his value would drop a little bit. But enough talk. Let's get into some simulation here. We're going to simulate this game, then I'm going to have to go do the scouts, and then I'll be back with you guys to simulate a couple of more games here. Let's try to keep this winning streak going. We are on a 6-game winning streak. Make that 7, and the Winnipeg Jets are rolling. All right, boys, so far so good here. Let's keep this winning streak going. Up against the Vancouver Canucks. We have a bit of a road trip right now. Vancouver, that's going to be a 6-3 loss. Unfortunate. Can we get right back on the horse, though, with a win against Anaheim? Let's see. No, it's another loss. Okay, one more game here. Edmonton's a very good team, and that's a 6-3 win. Okay, so we take 2 losses, but then we win. So let's try to get another one up against Edmonton here. Then we'll go see the Arizona game. But Edmonton's a very good team. Obviously, that's another 6-3 win. Good. Those two big wins against a tough team hopefully propel us. But then we lose to Arizona. Colorado, this is a massive game, actually. This is a wild card game. So they have 58 points in 50 games. We have 59. So we are really fighting with the Kings, with the Avs, with the Coyotes, and the Predators even as well. So this is a huge game. Let's jump into it, and let's see if we can get some good simulation luck here. If we lose this one, we may have to make some trades. Let's see. First period, that's 3-0 for us. Let's go. Melvin Barker, Philip Tomasino, and William Eklund all getting on the score sheet. Second period, oh my gosh, what kind of a period was that, boys? We just get a 3-0 lead, and then we bottle it in the second? What are we doing out there? Oh, and then Smoskowicz is going to get another one on Silov's power play. We have a good power play. No, it goes nowhere. Come on, boys. What? Are we really not going to get another goal after scoring 3 in the first? We can't find a way past Georgiev. I think I saw he was in the net. That's ridiculous, man. Oh my gosh, in a game that we should have easily had in the bag, we end up losing 5-3 because we don't show up in the next 2 periods. That's ridiculous. Stempniak had 2 points. Good for him. All right, and with that one, that means we're still 1 point out of I guess we're now 2 points in a wild card spot here. We do have a game in hand over the Kings as well, but yeah, it's going to be a tough race. Do we play the Kings anywhere recent or soon? And it doesn't look like it, huh? Okay, let's go one more game. How good is Ottawa? Ottawa's they're a pretty good team, actually. Where are they in there? Yeah, they're like the 3rd best team in their division. Okay, let's play Ottawa, and then we'll get to the All-Star break, and maybe we'll make a change. If we lose this game, we'll make a change at the we'll make a trade here in the All-Star week, or just after the All-Star week, I suppose. Ottawa 6-5 loss. That means that we're now tied with Colorado with less games played, but I'm not liking these losses that are coming in right now. It's almost like that. It's just like the session, like sometimes you get in to a groove, like your simulation just gets going, it gets moving, and the team's just playing well, and then you leave the game. Like me physically, I leave the game to upload and render and edit and all this stuff, and then I come back and we're playing like a completely different team. It makes no sense, but this second pair is doing horribly, so I think it's time that we make a trade here. The first line is doing pretty well. Sam Kennedy has 48 points now, I think. That's Yeah, that's about where he was before. Actually, it's a little under where he was before. Matt Svensson has 57 points in 49 games. Holy cow. So Matt Svensson and William Eklund are going crazy, but Sam Kennedy, on the other hand, is kind of being left behind a little bit here. Elliot Patrick's almost at 30 goals already. The second line is now a minus. So maybe we get Eric Dowd up to the second line here. We could just try him out. It doesn't really hurt to try out, does it? We also can get a +2 on the third line. Or third line, I didn't realize that. But maybe we just try out Eric Dowd for a couple of games here, and then I'm also going to go ahead and make a trade. Okay, boys, this is what I'm thinking for the first trade of the video. So we're going to get rid of Joel Sheppard for Will Hoffman, the big trade that Alex is talking about here. And the reason for it is, let's look at LA's defense here. They have Will Hoffman, who has been playing in a reduced role. He's behind Brandt Clark for many years to come. He only has 16 points in 50 games. He's a 0 as well, so he's not helping them out too much. So with this trade, they're basically going to get a very similar player, but they're also going to get some depth here on the blue line because they have really three 80s plus, and then after that they have some 70s, right? So they have a 75 overall playing in the NHL, 77 overall, and a 78 overall. So we're going to help them out here with giving them an 89, who's, I guess, technically better than Will Hoffman, but we will see, obviously. And then we're also going to give them Brock Faber, who's an 80 overall for a couple of years to hopefully help them out. Then we're going to give them a third-round pick, just to help with the value with Hoffman, and we're going to trade down, essentially, for the Seattle Kraken's fifth-round pick for the same year. What do you say, LA? Are you going to be cheering through the streets, or are you going to reject the deal because you want to hang on to Hoffman? We're also asking them to retain $1.975 million to make the contract match up similarly here. We're letting go of Faber's salary, so that's good for our extension dollars and things like that. So I think this is a fair team, or a fair trade for both teams here. Let's see what LA has to say to it. Rejected. On the surface, your trade looks good, but we are not so keen in keeping the amount of salary you want us to. We'll have to say no to this proposal. Fair enough, fair enough. Let's see if I can just bring that down a little bit here. 1.725, it means that he's going to be making a little bit more than what Joel Sheppard's making right now. What do you say? Rejected. Some changes were made, but we're still not okay with it. All right. Let's go. Only 15% here. This is going to be about $7.6 million now for Hoffman. Still rejected. We might just have to take on his full salary, but his full salary is a bit crazy. Although we are getting rid of $10 million for the next 2 years. We're bringing on Will Hoffman, who's making $9 million. I guess it would make sense. Let's just keep going a little bit more, though, a little more and more and more. So now he's making about $8 million. What do you say? Still rejected. Okay, so they're just not going to retain any salary, huh? All right, fair enough, fair enough. So no salary retention, but then can you give me another pick at least? Can you give me like a maybe I don't know, a pick next year, like a fifth next year, a fifth this year and a fifth next year? What do you say to this, huh? Accepted. Okay, we're happy to accept this deal. On behalf of the LA Kings, we consider it a done deal. Fair enough. Thank you very much, LA, for the trade. Joel Sheppard, who, man, I didn't give my eulogy to Joel Sheppard. Hang on. Joel Sheppard was with us for about 3.5 years. We picked him up as an RFA. Or I guess we didn't really trade, but we gave Buffalo a first and a third, I think, as compensation for Joel Sheppard's contract. He was on a great deal. He had some really amazing regular seasons here. 18 points, 15 points, 17 points. Not really the points so much, but plus 29, plus 33, plus 12 as well here. But this year, playing with Stefan Kreitzer, who can't quite carry that load, that offensive load anyways. Joel Sheppard's still probably pretty good in the defensive zone, but he's not playing with an offensive dynamo like he was before with a guy like Zach Werenski on his left. He's playing with Stefan Kreitzer, who's a younger guy. Still could be decent offensively, but right now he's in a little bit over his head, so that meant that Joel Sheppard's numbers look a little bit worse, and we need somebody to help out that second pair who can carry it on their own, so that's why we're getting rid of Joel Sheppard. He's still a great player. He hits, he blocks shots, 100 hits, 100 blocks per every year of his career so far, basically. So he's a great guy. He was good for the locker room. He's only 25 years old, and he's been on 3 teams already now, so you kind of feel for him. But we had to make a move. I think he can do great things over here in LA. And the other thing is, we are fighting LA for a playoff spot, or a wild card spot anyways. So this could be an interesting rivalry here going into the trade deadline, going into the wild card position. Let me make some changes to the lines. We have Eric Dowd now up on the second line. We also have Will Hoffman here on the second pair. Defensively, gives it a 0. He can play first pair, and it keeps a +3, so he can play on the right or the left side, and it keeps a +3 there. But for right now, I'm gonna have him on the second pair to play with Stefan Kreitzer, because these two are tearing tearing it up together. So we're going to keep them for as long as we can. Power play wise, I'm going to put Will Hoffman on the second unit power play instead. Oh, instead of who though? Yeah, I mean, Stempniak, he only has 2 power play points, so it's not like he's a world ender over there. So we get the right defenseman, Will Hoffman, and we'll see what that can do. What about Eric Dowd? How is he on the power play? Yeah, he has 11 power play points. Great for him. So let's keep it like this. Yeah, Dowd is not even he's not even a distributor or a finisher or anything like that. So let's keep it like this, and let's see if the power play improves ever so slightly. Penalty kill wise, I'm also going to throw Hoffman on the first unit penalty kill. I'm also going to put actually Stempniak on our first unit penalty kill, just so then we get a little bit of a switch up here, because I want Corbin Mills, so we get basically a quarterback on each penalty kill, right? We have the high 85 overall on this one, and then we have the high 88 overall with a lower pair. So a high overall with a low overall for the defense, except for line 3, which has the 80 and the 77, which makes sense. And then the same thing's going to happen over here. Why was Stefan Kreitzer on the first unit three-man penalty kill? That was an oversight. Maybe that's contributing to our weak penalty kill, but either way, we fixed it now at least, so that's good. Havlid will be changed out for Karlathy, and all is right in the world. Alright, so with the new lines, let's go ahead and watch the first game, why don't we? The former Stanley Cup winners, Detroit, who've had a few bad seasons here, but now they are looking to make the playoffs. They're looking to get the cup once again, so let's see if we can beat them here. First period, that's 3-2 for us. Okay, Sam Kennedy with 2 goals, Corbin Mills with a goal as well on Rasmussen there. Marco Kasper and Ishikov both score on Jesper Wallstedt. Good first period. Second period now, 5-3 in favor of us. Matt Svensson, William Eklund both get goals. Alex Ranford, though, there's been a lot of debate about Alex Ranford in the past here. Now, third period's underway. Sam Kennedy gets his hat trick on Rasmussen. Great game from Sam Kennedy in the first line here. Eklund has gotten some points. Kennedy's gotten some points. I'm sure Svensson's been in on most of these goals as well. And the defense is holding somewhat. We've allowed 3 goals, but the offense has been there tonight, which is good. I wonder if Will Hoffman has any points. We do not know, but I can definitely take a look at it as the Jets win 6-3 in that one. Looking at the stats, yeah, Svensson had 4 points. Eklund had 4 points. Sam Kennedy had 3 goals. Aiden Stempniak with an assist. Philip Tomasino, Corbin Mills, Eric Dowd. Will Hoffman did get an assist. He was a +1. Great stuff from him. Love to see it, boys. Everybody's playing well out here. 3 stars of the night. Sam Kennedy, Svensson, and Eklund. That first line getting it done. So that win once again propels us to the second wildcard position now. We are 2 points ahead of the Kings. We are tied with the Avs. We're only 3 points ahead of the Canucks, and we're only 2 points ahead of the Blackhawks as well. So it's basically, but we're also only 2 points behind the Coyotes. So basically, it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 team race for the wild card spots here. Maybe even 7 team race if you include the Kraken in there, and the Oilers also. So maybe like an 8 team race for 2 wild card spots. Obviously, some of them get divisional spots, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. So Colorado, that's a big game. Then we take a little bit of an Eastern road trip, thankfully. So let's get down here to the Rangers game and see if we can win these Western Conference games. 7-2 loss to Colorado. That's the team that we don't want to lose to, but then we pick up a win against Pittsburgh and then another win against Philly. So we lose to the team that we really can't afford to lose to, but then we pick up 2 wins after it. So I guess I'll take it. These teams are pretty rough here in the East. New York's bad. The Islanders are good, but then Tampa and Philly are both bad teams. So let's try to get through this. Let's try to get, I don't know, let's get 4 points in the next 3 games. It's a loss. Okay. Well, great, boys. Great job. Great job, huh? Am I going to have to jump into every game to babysit you guys? It kind of feels like it. Let's jump into the Tampa game, and let's see if we can get a win. So here we are, we're in Tampa, first period, that's 1-1. Elliot Patrick scores on Puninov, but then Nikita Kucherov scores on Wallstedt. Second period now, that's 2-2. Melvin Barker scores on the power play, and then Archer scores on Wallstedt. What a name, Archer. I like that name. Third period is now beginning. Let's see who is clutch and who's going to be the 0 for their team. Power play for Winnipeg. He goes nowhere. Unfortunate. Okay, 10 minutes now in the third period. Power play for Tampa. We kill that off. Good job, boys. Penalty killers out there. Our power play once again goes nowhere. 5 minutes remain here in the third. Late one. Can we get a late? Oh my gosh. And Callum Ritchie's going to ruin our dreams. And that's now a 3-game losing streak here for the Winnipeg Jets, and we could not afford that. Why are we playing so bad? You guys see what I'm trying to say? Why do we play so bad now after we were just world beaters in the last one? It makes no sense here. It makes no sense. We've got to flip the switch, boys. Let me make some line changes. All right, so we're going to move Tomasino back up to the second line. I was thinking, I don't know, because Patrick's already at 30 goals. Cole Perfetti's at 59 points in 56 games. He's still doing his thing. But then Philip Tomasino, he's a -6, right? So, I don't know. Maybe we get some depth players in here. Brendan Othman, maybe we go McConnell Barker instead. Okay, so Rocky Bomek now is 76 overall. I think he was a 75 before, so that's good. Eric Dowd playing more here. Let's swap Kennedy and Svensson as well. Just get Kennedy back playing on his right side. Svensson playing on his natural wing. Not his natural wing, but his preferred side, I suppose, and see if that does anything. Maybe we even get Patrick up to the first line. We could do something like this, where we go Elliot Patrick, Matt Svensson, Eklund, then we go Sam Kennedy, Philip Tomasino, Cole Perfetti. We could do something like this, but for right now, I think we're going to keep it how it was before, because these lines were working out for us. Right? We were what were we? 12-1-3. Is that what the record was? Back here, how's it going? Yeah, so they're falling off a little bit here. Corbin Mills now only with 42 points. I say only 42. How has Will Hoffman done with us? He's been a 0, 2 points. Okay, he's not hurting us, but let's make a change here. Let's just try something. We're gonna go Stempniak, Kreitzer on the second line. We're going to go Hoffman, Mills on the first line. Karlathy and Havlat, they're still playing great together, so I'm going to keep them. I love the offensive defenseman duo that we have on that last pair. They really are playing well together. Wallstedt can't stop a beach ball. Artur Silovs can't stop a football, huh? The football's a little smaller than a beach ball. He's playing a little better, so we'll give it to him. All right. Out here in the East, we've made a couple of line changes. We've gone back to the lines that were incredibly successful for us, so let's try to find that success once again. We have a big game up against St. Louis. They're the worst team in our division, so I guess it's not that big, but it's a Western Conference game, so we want to win all the Western Conference games that we can. Philly, that's a 5-4 win, followed by a 3-2 win, and we're back on the horse. Let's go here, boys. Let's keep it moving. Going up to the trade deadline. Let's finish strong. 5-3 loss to Arizona. They're a good team. Now we play the Washington Capitals at home. We should be a really good home team with all the snow coming down here in March. That's a 5-3 win. And the final game up against New Jersey will be on the road for it. We are 1 point ahead of or behind the Avalanche. We are 2 points ahead of the Canucks. We're 4 points ahead of the Kings. We're 3 points ahead of the Blackhawks. So we have a little bit of wiggle room, but not much to speak of whatsoever here. We also have games in hand basically against all those teams. So that's a good sign now. The Devils, they are not in a playoff spot, I don't think. They shouldn't be anyways. They almost are. Actually, no, they're not. They're 10 points away from a playoff spot, although they're only 4 points back from a divisional spot. So the Atlantic, once again, is dynamic out there. So the Devils, obviously, they have some Hall of Famers over here in New Jersey. Let's see if we can beat them. I mean, not on their current team, but you guys know what I'm saying. They've got Hall of Fame history. Either way, first period, that's going to be 0-0. A lot of shots 31 shots in the first period. We are on pace to have 93 shots in this game. Let's have 80 of them, huh? That would be nice, wouldn't it? Second period, 3-0 for us. Let's go. Svensson, Mills, and Patrick all score on Joseph Wall. Nice. He just signed a contract with the Leafs. That's good for him. Third period underway here. We are out shooting them by 10, and Sam Kennedy puts another one past, and now it's Jake Ottinger in the net, so they pulled Joseph Wall over that 3 consecutive goals, and then we get one past Otter. Good to see. There's another one. Philip Tomasino on that second line. He's been promoted once again to the second, and he shows us why we should trust him. Good goal from him. That's a 5-0 win. Hopefully we can carry that past the trade deadline here. A couple of moves will be made, but a great game from Wallstedt, a great game from the first line, and everybody was chipping in for points. Did Will Hoffman get anything on that first defensive unit? Mills had an assist. Stempniak had an assist. He was a +2 on the second line. That's great, but nothing for Hoffman here. He played 26. Oh my gosh, he played 27 minutes though, so we'll take it. 27 minutes, 2 shots, 4 hits. Good stuff for Will Hoffman. Nothing on the score sheet, but he was eating up 27 minutes and he was a 0. We can take that. And Corbin Mills also 26.5 minutes. He had a goal. Love it. Beautiful stuff out of the boys here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Okay, but a bit of a scary thing that I'm discovering here. Will Hoffman, he's played a couple of games on the first line with Corbin Mills. Granted, they still have to find their chemistry and all that stuff, but he's a -1. So that first line, their minus is coming down a little bit. But Stempniak still +18 on the season. 24 points already, a career high for him. So that's good to see for sure. Stefan Kreitzer still doing his thing, -3 on the season. But this third line is really where it's been at. Tero Karlathy and Matthias Havlid are both doing great things in the plus-minus category anyway. They're not having that many points, but plus-minus is looking great. Now, offensively, how's Melvin Barker doing? He has 19 goals, 17 assists. He's a -9. How is Eric Dowd's a +4? He has 37 points. Eric Dowd is going crazy, dude. Oh my gosh. I don't know if he's gotten many points recently. I feel like he hasn't really scored that much recently, but he's doing great things on the third line anyways. I'll take it. I'll gladly take it. Melvin Barker, he's gonna have like a 25 goal season again, isn't he? Oh man, it's not ideal. We want a 30-goal season out of him. It's not ideal. He has 5 power play goals. That's good, but it's not ideal at all. Could he get to the 50-point pace? Let me just take a look at his numbers. So he's only on pace for 48 points. That's not enough. He's on pace for like 25 goals. So he's on pace for 48 points and 25 goals. I need him in the 50s. If he's going to be a third/second liner, I need him in the 50s, man. So I'm not loving that stat. I'm not going to lie. What about Elliot Patrick? He's got 54 points, 33 goals. What's his pace? His pace is just above 40, 43, 44, maybe something like that. Yeah, he's on pace for 44 goals and 45 goals and 72 points for Elliot Patrick. That's fine. That's basically matching what he did last year with more assists, less goals, but I'll take it. Elliot Patrick's still doing his thing. But Melvin Barker, I'm not sure about. Shane Pinto is still playing great. He has 35 penalty minutes, but he's a +5. Eric Dowd's a +4. Melvin Barker's a -9, unfortunately. But like he has the potential to play on the second line, you know, like in the postseason maybe. I don't know if I want to trade him away right now. All right, so what do we say to this? I'm not sure if this is going to go through here, but Owen Power, he'll be a great top 4 defenseman for us. He has good stats, he has good skating, good physical, he's good all around. He has great offensive awareness, great defensive awareness, all this stuff. He's a great player. He's been stuck in Buffalo for the last couple of years where he's basically been a minus every single year. He hasn't made the playoffs. Well, he's only made the playoffs once for 7 games. They got kicked out. He's having a career year this year, maybe. 36 points is his career high. He did it twice, actually, and then he had a 35-point season here. But he's a big boy, 6'6". He's 30 years old. He's on a good contract. $6.185 million for the next 3 years is pretty good for an 86 overall. Even if he drops to like 84 overall, that's still more than what we're going to get in free agency. You have to pay $6 million to like an 82 overall. So we'll gladly take that. That's not the problem. We're going to give them Melvin Barker. I just don't know who's going to slide up. Is Rocky Bomick going to slide up in the lines here? All right, so this is what I'm thinking. I think it makes sense for both teams. Owen Power, he's a good defenseman for them, but he's their third best. I guess he's not their third best, huh? He's their second best left-handed defenseman, because Liam Carlson is here now, so he's on that second pair. They could, however, be giving some more time to Brody DeMarchi, giving more time to Gale Crabbe, who are also both left-handed defensemen, and they're much younger. They both have medium elite potential as well, and they're on their entry-level deals for another year, right? So they're going to have to pay both of them. We're freeing up some cap space for the future for them. Buffalo's not a crazy good team or anything like that, and in return, how is their forward core looking? It's good, but it's not amazing, right? Melvin Barker becomes their, 5th best player or something like that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, their 5th best player, Melvin Barker, becomes that. So that's beautiful. He can play with Recchi, maybe, as centerman, probably sniper. No, two-way center, so that could be good for the future. They don't have an overboard of offensive talent here. We're also trading Barker to the East. We're giving them a second and a medium elite goalie who we drafted this year, I think. Yeah, we drafted him this year in the 7th round, Corey Leclerc. But we have a plethora of medium elite goaltenders right now. If we take a look at goalies matching the block, we've got Gunderson, Riley, and Canzanello, who are all medium elite goalies as well. So we can afford to lose one of them. The oldest one that's not signed. He's also the worst overall. So I think it makes sense for us. It makes sense for them to get a goalie in the system who could probably be an 80 overall at some point. I think this trade makes sense for both teams. They need forwards. They don't need defense as much if they're going to wait on Gale Crabbe and Brody DeMarchi and things like that. So what do you say, Buffalo? Melvin Barker for Owen Power. You also get a second and a medium elite goalie. What do you say? Trade accepted on behalf of the Buffalo Sabres organization. I accept your trade offer. We'll see you out on the ice. Oh my goodness. So the offense potentially looks a little bit weaker right now. But I think I'm gonna make a trade to compensate for that. For right now, we're gonna throw Brennan Othmann in there. Defensively now, we are looking stellar. Okay, but now I have another problem. Who comes out of the lineup? Can Stefan Kreitzer go to the AHL? He's played 60 games in the NHL. Can he go to the NHL? I just want to take a look. Because if he can, I think I'm going to send him to the AHL. He does not have waivers. Okay, so I'm going to send Stefan Kreitzer to the AHL for now. He's had a great NHL season. You know, he's gotten 60 games under his belt. But at the end of the day, we need the best team we can put on the ice, and this bottom pair has been lights out for us. So I don't want to get Havlat out of the lineup just because he's, you know, a one-year UFA type of a guy. Kreitzer, he's a -3. He only has 16 points in 61 games. He's got an NHL experience. He's played 61 games as a depth defenseman. Now it's time to send him to the AHL so we can tear it up in favor of putting Owen Power into the lineup, who doesn't really fit the lines, but that's okay. He's only here. I mean, he fits the top and the top line and the bottom line decently, but he's a middle six, or he's a middle defenseman for us, and now our defense core is looking great. All right, boys, so this is the trade that I'm going to make here. San Jose, they're a bad team. They're listed as a conservative buyer, but they're not making the playoffs. They're a bad team. They have tons of cap space. We're going to give them Rasmus Kupari, who's been on our AHL team this year, and a 5th-round pick next year for Matthew Knies, who is a power forward in this game. He's got 4-star shooting, 4-star physical, 3.5-star skating, 3-star defense, 4-star senses. I think he can be a good contributor to the team. Now, Knies this year, he's got 28 points in 64 games, could be on pace for, he's not on pace for a career pace, never mind, he's had 40 in Toronto that one year, but he's a -17, but he's on a bad team. He has 9 power play goals, which is pretty decent. He's playing 14 minutes a night, so he's playing basically the same amount of time that he would be playing with us, but the thing I like most is he's hitting, and he's taking the puck away more than he's giving it away, so he's not going to be that much of a liability for us defensively. 3-star defense is okay, but it's not great. Again, the other person that we were considering was in Toronto here, Mark Stone, and they want to give him up. He doesn't have much value, things like that. But the things that I don't like about Mark Stone is his skating and his physical category. Look at that, 2-star skating and physical. Now, granted, his defense is amazing at 94 defensive awareness. His offensive awareness is great. His offensive stats are all there. But that being said, he only has 43 points. I mean, where is he playing? How much time is he playing? He's playing less time than Matthew Knies, actually. So he would be a really good point producer. But he's not physical. He's not that good skating, but he has 97 points. Actually, the more I look at this, maybe this is going to be the trade, actually. We go with Mark Stone, but Toronto's a good team. Yeah, but they're getting that Rasmus Kupari, who is a depth player who can play a similar role to Stone. He's only 1 overall less. Where's Mark Stone playing? Hang on. He's playing 3rd-line time for them. Right winger. He's a -13 also. Okay, you know what? We'll do this. We'll go with this one. A 5th in Rasmus Kupari for Mark Stone. Can't really skate. His physical category isn't that good, but his offense is crazy, crazy good. He also has amazing poise. 97 poise. Could come in absolutely clutch for us in the playoffs, whereas a guy like Matthew Knies is more of a depth player. Maybe we could re-sign him next year, but Mark Stone, he wants a cup. I guess he's on a good team here, a pretty similar record to us. He could get one here in Toronto, but I don't think this trade is going to hurt us too much here. He's also a more offensively inclined player to play on our 3rd line with Eric Dowd, and he's a 2-way forward. Maybe he could teach Eric Dowd. Yeah, okay, I like this trade the more I think about it. He's bringing veteran presence to us. What do you say, Toronto? They accept this. Seems like a sweet proposal on our end, so I accept your offer. Thank you very much, Toronto, and that is all for the trades in this one. All right, boys, so the lines are looking the same as they have most of the season here. We're going, but the 3rd line is going to change up a little bit. Mark Stone, Shane Pinto, and Eric Dowd now. And then the 4th line, we're going to go with Brennan Othmann, Wyatt Johnston, and Rocky Bomek. I think this 4th line could be good for us. The 3rd line with Mark Stone and Eric Dowd gives us a +2. They love the 3rd line. Well, Pinto and Dowd love the 3rd line. Let me take a look at what Dowd's offering for the contracts now. Also, Sam Kennedy, he is point per game now, so probably be around the same ballpark, 13.7 or so. But let me take a quick look, and then we can get through the trade deadline, take a look at what happened in the deadline and all this stuff like that, and see what's going on in in the trade frenzy, and then we'll go through to the regular season. 1 year. Yeah, see, now he only wants 1 year. I should have just given him the 7-year deal when I could, but he's not having a good season, so he just wants 1 year now. That's my bad, boys. I wanted to get your guys' opinion, but in doing so, he wants a lot more years now. For Stempniak, he still wants crazy money, so we'll probably just qualify him and deal with it later. Mark Stone doesn't want to come back. We're not going to give him that kind of money anyways. What about Taro Karlathy? What does Karlathy want here? Like, it's crazy, man. It's so crazy. Eric Dowd, you want, what, 4 mil? Something like that? Yeah, 4 years, 4 mil. Yeah, see, this is much more reasonable than what these other guys are wanting. That's more reasonable. For a third liner, even if you're just a third liner forever, I mean, I'll take it. I'll take that kind of money. So, nothing I can really do with the extensions there. Now we'll just simulate a couple of days until the Carolina game. We'll go through the trade deadline and see who moves where, any big trades that happen, things like that. And I'll see you guys there. And we have a blockbuster trade here. To Carolina goes a first-round pick, Nico Lishin and Brad Lambert. And to Dallas goes Cody Glass and Lucas Cormier. Or no, that's not Brad Lambert. Oh, I thought it was Brad Lambert. I was going to go take a look, because Brad Lambert would have been reunited with Nikolai Ehlers and Kyle Connor, but no, it's not. So Lambert, Nikolishin, and a first go to Carolina, and Dallas gets Glass and Cormier. Another blockbuster trade here. Yuri Kulich from Buffalo and Dylan Sandberg both go to Arizona. Yuri Kulich was like an 87 overall, making $2 million. It was insane. His trade value was super high. So he goes for a first, a fourth, and black. And a third blockbuster trade here. Zachary Bolduc goes to Vegas, and St. Louis picks up 2 seconds. All right, guys, looking around the league, we obviously have our swap pick here, pretty much, Shepard for Hoffman. Then we have some pick swapping over here with Detroit and Chicago. We picked up Owen Power. Then we picked up Mark Stone. Now here we go. We saw the Cody Glass deal. Alex Romanov goes to Anaheim, and Columbus picks up a first-round pick. Crazy. Tyler Boucher to San Jose for a second-round, 2 second-round picks, actually. Wow, that's wild. Ville Heinola over to Arizona, and Vancouver gets Dylan Tlaxin. Okay. Shane Wright goes to Calgary, and Seattle picks up a second and a fourth. Wow, okay. Dmitry Nabokov to Pittsburgh for a third and a fourth. I was looking at Dmitry Nabokov. He was a big boy. He was a little bit younger, though, so I wasn't sure if they wanted to trade him. Turns out they did, which makes sense. Yuri Kulich over here to Arizona. And Dylan Sandberg, we saw that trade. Dalibor Dvorsky goes to Detroit. Some pick swapping. Zachary Bolduc, we saw that one. Ty Dellandrea to Ottawa for Laflamme and McDermott and Brindamore. Eetu Luostarinen is now in Carolina from Edmonton, so that's interesting. Edmonton unloading some picks, but then also Carolina unloads Jeremy Poirier to Vegas, so interesting stuff. And then a first goes to the Rangers for a third, Isaac Lundstrom, and 2 others, and a first and a third. That's such a bizarre trade. That's an absolute fleece for the Rangers, I think. They gave away some depth players and changed their third for a first. That seems crazy. It feels like they're a real life player playing the game, trying to get as much value as possible. That's crazy. Okay, either way, we've got a bit of an Eastern Conference stretch here in the next couple of games. Nicholas was on waivers, no thanks. The Hurricanes, that's a 4-0 win. That's back-to-back shutout wins, followed by a 4-1 win against the Penguins. And we are starting to roll a little bit here, ladies and gentlemen. We see Anaheim 2 games in a row. That's a 5-1 win, followed by a 5-4 overtime win. Let's keep it moving, boys. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of this core for now. For 4-3 loss, 5-2 loss. Okay. It always has to go like that, right, boys? It's always got to go like that. But that little win streak definitely helped us out. We are now we're still only 3 points ahead of the Blackhawks. That's a big game against the Blackhawks coming up. Oh my gosh. But we are 6 points ahead of the Kraken. We're also only 2 points behind the Abs with 3 games in hand. We're also only 2 points behind the Coyotes with 3 games in hand. So definitely some room to make up for. We have some room to go up if we can do it. 6-3 loss. So that's 3 in a row. That's not ideal, and we play the Blackhawks now. Good news, though, Eric Dowd is now up to a 79 overall. He has 42 points in 67 games, so I think his line is doing decently at least. How's Mark Stone doing with us? He has 4 points in 7 games. He is a -4, though. Yikes, that's not ideal, I won't lie. Over here, the fourth line is finally catching up to us. They're not playing amazingly. How is Hoffman doing? He's a 0. Corbin Mills is a minus player, though, but this second pair seems to be doing okay. Yeah, Owen Power's 5 points, his plus minus is 0. Fourth line or third pair is still doing okay. Okay. Maybe we go back. Let's go like this. Okay, we'll go Hoffman down to the second line. We'll go Stempniak and Mills, who are doing great for us. Then we'll go Power Hoffman, so we'll change that up a little bit. For offense, I don't really know what to do, man. I feel like I kind of have to keep it. Maybe we can go with Mark Stone. Maybe we could try Eric Dowd up here again, but then our plus minus stuff goes away. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Maybe the fourth line's not doing so well. All right, we'll switch it up like this. McConnell Barker will come in. Rocky Bomick will stay in as well, but he's on a short leash now. He's not playing too well, so we'll take a look at his numbers at the end of the season. He hasn't been impressing me that much in this half of the season, so we will watch the Chicago Blackhawks game, though I'm sure we're going to lose 7-0, but here it comes. Canada Life Center. We know this team very well. Connor Bedard and the crew. Let's see how they do. For first period, 1-0 for them, and it's Connor Bedard scoring on the power play. Second period now, okay, we tie it up. It's Corbin Mills with his new but old defensive partner on his left once again. Scores on Akira Schmid. Third period is now underway. Let's try to take it to these boys. There's Eric Dowd, that new third line coming in clutch, and then Cole Perfetti on that second line. He was demoted halfway through the season, but he said, "Don't worry, coach, I know my role," and he puts one in to the back of the net for us. And Eric Dowd gets his second, hopefully Mark Stone in on some offense there, and that's a huge win over the Chicago Blackhawks. Will Hoffman also joining the party. He says, "What's up? I'm still on this team, 88 overall. You demoted me, but don't worry, it's all good," and we win 5-1. Wallstedt 36 saves, Eric Dowd with 2 goals, Stempniak with 2 assists. So Stempniak gets moved up back up to that first line, and he gets 2 assists to show for it for tonight. So that's great to see for him. He's stepping up when it matters most. I'm not sure how he's going to be in the playoffs, but in the regular season so far, he's been killer for us, which is great to see. Vancouver game, now it's a 5-0 win followed by a 5-1 loss. Of course, we can't string together multiple wins here. Now we are tied at 86 with 3 other teams in our division here. So a very tight race for the divisional / wildcard spot. Although the wildcard is looking a little bit more clear. It looks like we will probably make the playoffs, knock on wood, but looking at, yeah, I think we're pretty close anyways. We've got to go probably like 500 the rest of the way here. Let's go watch Buffalo. Oh my gosh, we have big moves with Buffalo. It's a 7-1 win against the Rangers. Buffalo, we get to see Liam Carlson. We also get to see Gale Crabb, Brody DeMarchi. We get to see Owen Power sees his old team. Oh my goodness. We get to see Gabriel Velarde as well. So let's see what these Buffalo Sabres are up to. They are 33-6. Not a great season from them, but we can't underestimate anybody. First period, never mind. Screw these guys. Let's underestimate them all the way. Second period, yeah, just run it up. Sam Kennedy gets a goal against his old team. Of course he does. Now Owen Power joining on the party, please. That would be nice. Could you imagine if I just called that? That would be beautiful. Recky's going to score. That's fine. We got to let him have one, right? It's the gentleman's sweep, basically. 4-1, yeah. We're okay. We're okay with 4-1. We don't need to have a shutout every game against these guys, but they are brutal. Oh my goodness. Love it, boys. 4-2. Melvin. Oh my gosh, I forgot Melvin Barker against his old team as well. I just made that trade and I already forgot about it. So I simulate the last minute of the period, and Melvin Barker is going to score on Jesper Wallstedt because of course he will. 3 stars of the night are Perfetti, Kennedy, and Elliot Patrick. Elliot Patrick with 2 assists. That's a rare night for him. Usually he's getting 2 goals, but I'll take 2 assists. So now with 90 points, I think we're fairly convincingly in the playoffs. Again, don't want to speak too soon, but I think we are looking pretty all right here. Detroit, they're a tough team, 8-3 loss. Nashville, they're a tough team, 4-0 loss. And now we are in the second wildcard spot. Okay, so you show confidence in your team, and all of a sudden we're in the second wildcard spot. Now we are 8 points ahead of the next team, so I think we're okay, but not a good simulation there, boys. Not a good simulation. So let's what game should we watch? We can watch Chicago. We just watched Chicago though. We can watch Calgary or we can watch Dallas. Let's watch the Dallas game. Or LA. LA was fighting. Are they still? They're still fighting, I guess. They have 80 points. We have 90 points. They're fighting for a divisional spot though. Okay, let's just simulate a couple of games and see what happens here. St. Louis, that's a 9-3 win. Get right back on the horse. 3-0 win. We're right back on the horse. We're back in a divisional spot. These 3 teams, the Jets, Coyotes, and Avalanche, are so close together. It's a razor-thin line that separates us. Seattle, that's a 4-2 win. Chicago, there's a 3-2 win. We have clinched the playoffs now with 98 points on the season. The Avs look to clinch the playoffs as well with probably a win tonight does it for them, or even a point probably does it as well. So who will we watch? Let's just watch the last game of the season. We'll go watch the LA Kings. I'm loving what this team is doing here late in the stretch. That's, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. We started the episode off with 6 straight wins. Well, we got 6 straight wins at the end of last episode, and so we started this episode on a 6-game win streak. Either way, now we are ending it on a 6-game win streak. LA, have they made the playoffs? No, it looks like they're out. Tough for them. Yeah, they can't catch it. Oh my gosh, but look at this. The Blackhawks and the Avalanche are in a crazy race right now. If the Avs win, if the Avs get a point, probably they're in. But if the Blackhawks win and the Avs lose, the Blackhawks are in. And that's going to be horrible for us. Oh, man. Blackhawk, our Avs, please win. Although we've lost to them as well when Thomas Novak decided he was going to become a god. Either way, LA 39-33-9. We just made a big deal with them this episode too. Will Hoffman playing his old team, and we get to see Joel Shepherd as well. So we'll take a look at how it pans out. Elliot Patrick gets a goal to tie us up. First period ends 2-1 for us. Owen Power gets a goal for us on Zarenko. Second period now, that's 2-2, tie game, and this is an even one going into the third. These two teams quite evenly matched, at least in this game. The LA Kings are basically playing for pride at this point. Sam Kennedy gets a goal for us. He didn't really have many points. When I made my switch with the lines, I think he had 1 assist in the span of a couple of games, 4 or 5 games, whatever it was. So he had a rough stretch there. I went and checked on the contracts, but he was still asking for the same amount, so that's why I didn't show you guys. But either way, Sam Kennedy gets the game winner in this one, and that's all that matters. 3 stars of the night are Matt Svensson, Jesper Wallstedt, and Sam Kennedy. I like those 3 stars for sure. And that's going to do it. And in that last game, it looks like the Avs and the Blackhawks both won their game. So the Blackhawks, they did everything they could to get in, but unfortunately for them, they will not get in. We end up second in our division, which is nice, but we're going to have a tough first round matchup. Yeah, we're in the top part. We're like a top 5 team in the league, I think, which is very unexpected. Considering how this episode went, we were fluctuating between wildcard spot, playoff spot, divisional playoff spot, all the stuff. We will take a look at how the team did in this season. What season is this, like season 9 or something like that? Let's take a look around the entire league, and we were the 4th best team in the league, and we were almost a wildcard team. That just shows you how good our division is. But either way, 47, 25, and 10 with 3.88 goals for per game. Amazing. One of the best in the league. It's got to be. What are we, like second best in the league? Beautiful. And 3.16 goals against, which is actually it's pretty good. We're tied for 11th place with the Edmonton Oilers, so we're not in the top 10, but we're knocking on the door there. Power play percentage of 28.6%, best in the league, and penalty kill changes 85% penalty kill now, 3rd best in league. So our special teams are carrying us big time. We're a great home team. We're a great road team as well. We were 8-2 in the last 10. We really turned it up and showed this league exactly why we're a great team. 4th best team in the league. We will take that. How does the bottom of the league look? Ottawa's in the playoffs. Wow, that's a shock. Bottom of the league, wow, Chicago missed out on the playoffs, being the 13th best team. Tough for them. The West is just so tough right now. Yeah, and Carolina got in as 20th. Oh my gosh, all these teams getting destroyed here. Carolina gets in at 20. Rough stuff. So the bottom couple of teams we will see are Philadelphia, Tampa, San Jose, the Devils, Vegas, Minnesota, Pittsburgh with Leon Draisaitl on the roster. Crazy stuff. Looking at our players now, I'm a little disappointed in some people. I'm not going to lie. Eklund, great season from him. He had 29 power play points, by the way. Love it. 93 points for a 93 overall. That's a career high for him. So he's had back-to-back career high seasons. Love to see it. Plus 24 as well. Great season from him. Not complaining. Matt Svensson, not going to complain about you either. You had 20 goals, 70 assists for 90 points. Last year you had 99 points, but I can't complain about a 90-point season in this EA simulation world. Cole Perfetti, 83 points, continuing to excel. He got dropped to the second line. He's still above point per game. Love it. Elliot Patrick as well, 44 goals, 75 points. That's basically what I thought he was going to be when I did my calculations, so good for him. Sam Kennedy now, a little disappointed in Sam Kennedy, 71 points. I mean, it's still a good season, but it's not a stellar season, you know? It's good, but for a first liner, we'd love to see him get into that 40 goal category, but 36 goals, 35 assists, 71 points. It's good. It's not amazing, though. Philip Tomasino really showed out this year, and he's going to want a big boy contract. We played him on the second line, and he played amazingly. 43 assists, 26 goals, 69 points, playing second line time with Cole Perfetti and Elliot Patrick. I'm sure him and Elliot Patrick were developing some chemistry throughout the season. They end up being a plus as well. I remember looking at their line, and they were a minus a little bit, but they end up being plus. Corbin Mills with 66 points, so he didn't reach that 70 mark like he was on pace to, but 66 points is great. 87 offensive awareness, 89 defensive awareness. This guy does it all for us. He's 6'5" as well, and he's getting points like this. That's Victor Hedman light. Let's do it. I love it. Then Mark Stone, he's minus 11, but remember, he was on Toronto as well with us. He had 15 points in 21 games. He was plus 2, so that third line doing their thing down there. Eric Dowd in his rookie season, 54 points in 81 games on the third line, plus 8. This guy really helped our season. I think without him, the season looks very different. We get some depth scoring from him. 54 points on the third line is amazing. 16 power play points as well. Beautiful, beautiful season for Eric Dowd. And he's only 79 overall, so this guy might simulate like an absolute demon. Look at those puck skills. 5-star puck skills, 3.5-star census, 4-star defense. Really, the things that are dragging him down is his skating and his physical. His other categories are already NHL level, which is why I brought him up. So great season from him. The 6th round pick, proving to us that he can do it in the NHL. Shane Pinto with 41. Another great season for Shane Pinto. That's his his third consecutive almost 40-point season. So I love that. Love to see that for Shane Pinto. Great stuff. Owen Power now. What did he do with us? He was 9 points in 21 games. That's a great pace. What is that? That's almost a 40-point pace, almost. He's probably like a 36, 37-point pace or so. He was a plus 2 as well. We will gladly take that. Aiden Stempniak now, plus 35 for the kid. 32 points only, but plus 35. Him and Corbin Mills, I want to try to keep them as buddies for as long as I can, but he's asking for $1 million gazillion. Not $1 million would be, I love it if he only asked for $1 million. He's asking for like $7 million, so tough to see that, but he had a great season. Will Hoffman now, 30 points for Will Hoffman. He was a 0 with us. He had 14 points in 33 games, though. So what's that put him on pace for? Puts him on pace for 34 points. That would have been a career high. Yeah, that would have been a career high 34 points. Okay. He also played 83 games this year. How much time was he playing per night? He was playing 20 minutes with us. Yeah, I mean, I think his time increase. He blocks and he hits as well. So, okay. I like it. 34 points. Maybe I'd like more closer to 40, but I'll take 34 for now. Wyatt Johnston, minus 9, but 28 points. I'll take it. Rocky Bomick, 24 points in his rookie season as a 4th liner. He's listed as a minor scoring forward, but 76 overall. He came up to the NHL. He still needs his dad in the locker room to tie his skates, but his defense is up there. His senses are up there. His puck skill is pretty good, but his shooting, oh my gosh, he's playing with a mini stick and his dad is tying his skates for him. That was funny. When Alex pointed that comment out, that was funny. Brennan Othman, we've got 4-star shooter here. He had 23 points in 63 games. Not bad. Matthias Havlid might be the steal of free agency. Only $1.15 million, and he was a plus 20 playing with Taro Karlathy. Great stuff. Stefan Kreitzer now, he only played 61 games. He was a minus 3, but still did his thing. And then Taro Karlathy, 10 points, plus 7. I like that for sure. Bryce McConnell-Barker, 3 points in 20 games. That's what the Winnipeg Jets look like for this year. Goaltenders now. Jesper Wallstedt, okay, brought his numbers up a little bit, but still. 3.10 goals against per game. Goals against is a team stat, but only 901 save percentage, and Archer Shilov only 902 save percentage. I need my goalies to step up for me in the postseason. Now, around the entire league, let's see. Oh my God, Austin Matthews, 126 points. McDavid, 116. Bedard, 110. Marner, 110. Sean Farrell, 109. Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, they all have 109 or 108 points. The Montreal trio doing its thing. Timo Meier, Gavin McKenna, Leo Carlson. Sorry, not Liam. That would be insane. Could you imagine 103 points for a defenseman? And then Rocky Bomick, but it's actually Anton Lundell, the undercover cop there. I don't know why that's a thing still. I thought maybe when I reload the game it would change, but no. For some reason, the game has it coded that the Anton Lundell name shows up as Rocky Bomick, which is very strange. Austin Matthews had 70 goals. In the real world, he only had 69. What a choke artist! Couldn't do anything for his team. But in the post or in fiction, he's got 70 here. So Toronto Maple Leafs fans, you guys can be happy about that. Also a plus 50. Craziness for him. Connor Bedard, 59 goals. Sergei Tulipov, 53. Timo Meier, 51. Jaden Allman, Cole Caulfield, Nathan McKinnon, Aiden Kuminski, Jason Robertson. Where is Elliot Patrick here? He's got to be on this list somewhere. Yeah, there he is. Elliot Patrick, 44. So he would have been up there last year with his 50-something goals. He would have been like third place or something for the Rocket, but this year, not so much. Defenseman now, Jamie Drysdale is probably going to win the Norris. That is a new one. Oh my gosh, great to see. Love it. 84 points in 82 games. Incredible season from him. Cale Makar with 83 and 82. Moritz Seider with 75. Quinn Hughes with 75. Evan Bouchard 71. Adam Fox 70. Oleg Kozlov, who we faced in round 1 last year, and he only had like 30 something points, or no, he had 50 points, sorry. Now he has 68. What a turnaround for him. Then it's Corbin Mills with 66. So Liam Carlson really fell off because these two were neck and neck. Where's Liam Carlson? Did he get injured or something? Where is he? Where is this guy? Liam Carlson. Where have I missed him? I haven't missed him, surely. No, he's here. 50 points in 82 games. It's not a bad season, but yeah, he really fell off. He was on pace for pretty much the same that we were, around 70 or so, whatever it was. So rough time for him as the EA servers desperately struggle against me, trying to move my cursor up. Olin Zellweger, Sam Dickinson, Miro Heiskanen. Good seasons from all these guys. For the goalies now, we have Sebastian Cossa, who had 54 wins, 19 losses, 5 overtime losses. Okay. Then it's Mikael Helmerson, who was drafted by us in the second round, was the second most wins in the entire NHL. Crazy stuff. Adam Rasmussen is here. Jet Greaves, of course, our former. So, oh wow, this is weird. So Helmerson drafted by us. Jet Greaves on our team for a while, and Jesper Wallstedt on our team right now. So 3 out of the top 5 goalies in wins were all either former Winnipeg Jets or current Winnipeg Jets. Craziness. We dominate the goalie category. Then Scott Carter, he was also drafted by us in the 4th round. He's now an 84 overall at 23 years old. I'd love to see it. All of our Jet brethren are playing well so far for the goalies here. Anybody else that we're interested in? Let's see who the best save percentage was, who played, say, I don't know, 50 games. And it's Scott Carter. Oh my gosh, Scott Carter, love it. Then it's Zarenko, Jet Greaves, of course, Lucas Dostal, Mac Guzda, Spencer Knight. All right, fair enough. Rookie skaters now. We will see James Foster and then Eric Dowd. So Eric Dowd he pushed hard for that trophy. I don't know if he's going to get it. He was a better plus. He had less penalty minutes, less shots. He had more power play points. Hang on, Eric Dowd might have a case here. He played less time. So he did almost the exact same in less time. But this guy had 31 goals. Now he's getting it. James Foster, he's going to get it. He's a power forward. Yeah, he's going to get it probably. 31 goals is a lot. Yeah. We would have to really dominate in every other category, but we're not really. I mean, we had way more takeaways. 75 takeaways to his 44. Yeah, but he hits more. Yeah, okay, it's going to James Foster probably. But it's a close race at least. I mean, we were in there. And then there's Sergeyev with 26 goals. So Dowd more of a playmaker, but I'm looking forward to what this guy can do maybe on the second line with Elliot Patrick next year. That would be nice. Any goalies, rookie goalies? Mikhail Punanovs? Nah, not really. He didn't have a good season at all, but good for him for showing up in the NHL. All right, boys, now it is that time where we take a look at our old faces in new places. Melvin Barker finished with 52 points. He had 28 goals, almost reached the 30-goal mark, but couldn't quite do it. Where was he playing with Buffalo? He had 16 points in 21 games, so he really turned up for Buffalo. Great to see. I'm happy for him for doing that. He had played 17 minutes as well, so he was getting a much more increased role with them than he was with us, playing second line time, 55% on the faceoffs. He hit a little bit, but no, his great thing was he had 7 goals, he had 16 points, or sorry, he had 9 goals, he had 16 points, so he was shooting that puck much more than he was with us, better shooting percentage, and given more opportunities. Good stuff for you, Melvin. I'm happy for you. Liam Carlson, we already saw 50 points for him in 82 games. Decent season, but not amazing by any stretch of the imagination. Gabriel Velarde came back into the lineup and got he got 48 points as an 83 overall, so he had a real big bounce back from what he had like 25 points last year, which was almost a career low. So good for him to bounce back. Then there's some other guys that we have on this team. Brody DeMarchi here was a -15, yikes, but he is up to an 84 overall, so he should be playing second line time for them. Looks like he's playing on their third pair, unfortunately, but 12 points, 82 in 82 games, -15 is pretty tough. Whereas Gale Crabbe here, only 9 points, -11. Yeah, I mean, they were a bad team, and so defenseman stats are going to look a little bad, but these two guys, they're growing a little bit. Gale Crabbe's an 81, Brody DeMarchi is an 84, so they've still got a future here in Buffalo. Over in Carolina, Kyle Connor got 67 points in 82 games. He had 30 goals, 37 assists. He was playing 20 minutes a night as well. He got $7.44 million, so I'm happy for him. 30 goals is great. It's about what he did with us for most of his career here. 67 points, a big drop off since like 4-5 years ago now, but he's getting older. He's 36 now. Did Carolina make, I don't know if they made it into the playoffs though. That's that's tough if they didn't make it. But he was a +20, one of the best pluses on his team. So he did everything he could for these guys. Arbor Jacki is here as well as an 80 overall, cool. But Kyle Connor did everything he could, but I don't know if they made the playoffs. I'll take a look at that. Over here in Dallas, Chaz Lucius got 48 points, so he had an increase from his last couple of seasons. 48 is great, almost 50 playing on the third line, 20 goals as well. Reached that 20-goal mark for the first time since he played with us, so good to see him thriving a little bit more here in Dallas. You love to see it. Over in LA, former Winnipeg Jet prospect Dylan Baker gets 33 points, 17 goals, 16 assists. So a bit of a goal scorer here, perhaps. 4-star shooting on the season for him as well. Only played 12.5 minutes, but 33 points in 82 games. That is not bad at all. And down here, hang on, another player that we sent over here, Joel Shepherd. Yikes, ends the season as a -23. He was a -11 with LA, so maybe it was a pretty good decision to get rid of him. He did have 168 hits this year, though. He was angry this year, man. Oh my gosh, and maybe it's because he's a -23. That would explain it for me. And then Brock Faber played, how many games did he play with them? He played 30-something games with these guys, 32 games. He was 6 points, -5. He did okay, with nothing special. But yeah, these two former Jets here didn't help the LA Kings out too much, but their overalls are good. If they played, I don't think that they played Joel Shepherd with, actually maybe they did play Joel Shepherd on the first line, 23 minutes a night. They might have played Joel Shepherd with Brant Clark, actually. Or maybe they dropped Brant Clark down to the second line. I don't know. I'll take a look at their lines because that's kind of intriguing, actually. Over in Minnesota, who I think Minnesota were a horrible team, Zach Werenski, he got 46 points in 82 games. He's dropped to an 86 overall now. His first season without us, and it's the worst one he's had in quite some time since, I guess since the first time that we picked him up. 46 points in 82 games, -18 as well, coming off a +52 season. So he cashed in big time in free agency. I'm happy he got his money, but I'm sad that he's not going to make the playoffs. And over here in Philadelphia, Josh Morrissey, he was on a bad team, unfortunately, but he got 25 points in 82 games. Coming down to the end of his career, he's making 6.1 for the next year as well. 38 years old now. He's just winding down until his career finishes. 25 points in 82 games. He played 16 minutes a night. Not the worst, not the best. He's just kind of an average third pairing defenseman now. Alright guys, and I think that's everything that we have to look at. I'm just going to take a look at the contracts real quick in case you guys are interested in them. We'll look at the expiring guys only. So Sam Kennedy here, what does he want for term now? 1 year, 13.125 is not the craziest thing. I should have signed him when it was 8 years, 13.7 mil. I really should have signed him then, but I wanted to get your guys' opinion about how long we should sign him. 8 years, 7 years, 6 years, something along those lines. I'm sure you guys wouldn't be too angry either way. Yeah, Philip Tomasino probably not coming back. I'm not going to lie, because we do have to sign Aiden Stempniak as well, who wants a boatload of money. So we'll probably have to qualify him and settle with like, if I could get like 8 years, 6.5 mil for Aiden Stempniak, that would be beautiful. But right now he wants 9 mil. So maybe we do a bridge deal. Maybe we do like a 1 year bridge deal or something. Try to sign him cheap, but defensemen they just cost so much money. Wyatt Johnston not worried about. Taro Karlathy up to an 81 overall now, and he wants big money as well, which makes no sense. I don't understand this game, man. Havlid, what does Matthias Havlid want? He wants 5 mil. My God, it's crazy, dude. So a lot of these guys are going to have to go. Eric Dowd, we are definitely re-signing. He wants, oh my God. Literally, like 2 seconds ago, he wanted 4 mil for 8 years. Now he wants a 9 mil. Dude, I should just sign these guys when I think it's right, huh? But I just don't like the feeling of not giving you guys a chance to weigh into it as well. Like I could sign right now. I could sign Stefan Kreitzer for 8 years, less than $2 million. Am I gonna do it though? Of course not, because I don't learn from my mistakes. Also, this guy Quenneville, Howard Quenneville, 77 overall sniper. Okay, 27 goals in the SHL. I don't know what that is. I don't know where he is, but 27 goals, 21 assists. That's a pretty good season for him. He's progressing quite nicely. Maybe he will come up to the roster next year. I don't know. There's always a chance. There's always a chance. So those are what the extensions look like. For goalies, we don't have to extend anybody, luckily. Good to see. And now we will take a look at who we are playing in the next one in the playoffs. We've made the playoffs for like 9 consecutive years or whatever it is now. Actually, it's more than that because the regime before me also had been in the playoffs for like the last 6 years, 5 years, 4 years for Winnipeg Jet fans now. So we're playing Dallas in round number 1. Oh yeah, we know this team quite well. We've played them quite a few times, and Chaz Lucius, our old buddy, we're seeing Brad Lambert. Oh my gosh, Chaz Lucius and Brad Lambert are on the same team. How did Brad Lambert do in the regular season this year? 27 points in 82 games. Dang, +5. Only played 8 minutes a night. That's a great season. Almost 30 points playing 8 minutes a night. Dang. This team looks terrifying, boys. I'm not gonna lie. They have a great first line. They have a good second line. Owen Tippett is here. They have a great third line, amazing third line, and then their fourth line is very serviceable as well. This team looks terrifying. Defensively, they look bad, but again, we've seen. Oh my gosh, don't even talk to me about Arizona last year. They had 70 overalls defensively and they shut us down somehow. Makes no sense. And then goaltending, they've got, oh my God, all the former Winnipeg. Oh, dude, this is all a karma. You know, you've got to pay the devil to win the Stanley Cup, and we've been able to win it twice. And ever since then, we've been getting slapped around by teams, and I don't think this is going to be any different really with three former Winnipeg Jets on this team. Oh boy. Oh boy. And the guy who could be winning the Vezina this year as well. So it could be a tough one in the next episode, but we will not back down. We will not give up. Never back down, never what? If you know, you know. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this one. If you did, give it a like, comment if you're new, and subscribe to the channel. New videos come out every Saturday and Tuesday and Saturday for the franchise modes. Thursdays will be any game I want to play. This is my channel. I can do what I want, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys know what to do. You've been on YouTube for long enough, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Peace out.